What up? What up? It's your boy Greg here with another installment of the Beer Flow podcast. How's everyone doing? It's been a rough couple weeks here at the Beer Flow. As far as sports go, Sharks, what are you going to do? You lost to a better team. Dubs, dear God. That was rough. That was rough. All right, so enough of that. I don't want to get bummed out or bum you guys out. We still got baseball season. It's all good. So, speaking of baseball, it's national pastime. They call them the boys of summer. So, speaking of summer, we're going to kick right back into our summer series. And with the 4th of July holiday coming up, we know that a lot of you, amongst ourselves, we are going to be queuing. We're going to be smoking. We're going to be grilling. What are you cooking? What do you got going? Better yet, what are you drinking? What are you guys matching it up with? Are you guys pairing food with beer? Because you know what? That's what this episode's about. Food pairing with beer. Now, what we want you guys to know is that, once again, I know that we've said it before, but here at the Beer Flow, we're helpers. We want to help you guys. And if anything, we want to help you guys have just a kick-ass barbecue, holiday, 4th of July, grilling session, smoking, whatever you're going to do. We want to make sure that we're here to help you match up a great beer with whatever you got going on your plate. So here we are. So what I also want you guys to understand and realize is that a lot of the same principles as far as like food pairing goes with beer, a lot of those same rules apply in the wine world. Let's just start it off and go nice and easy. Think of whatever you're cooking or whatever you're going to eat, and you want to match it up to something good to drink. So if you got something going that's light as far as texture, taste, salads, chickens, things like that, we're going to help you here. So let's start it off. I did say it, salads. Okay. What do you match up with a salad? I mean, let's be honest. These are not complete, in stone, steadfast rules that you have to abide by. You do whatever you want. But I'm just going to throw you some suggestive tips that will totally set off your cue and your party off. So let's go with the salads. And with salads, you want to match up the color of your beer, the strength, the texture, all that, light to dark, with what you're cooking, what you're eating. So if you have something light on your plate, chicken that's not too crazy flavored, not too many crazy spices, seafood that's light, you're going to want to pair it up with something light. What we suggest is probably something, maybe seasonal beers for the summer are perfect for that type of plate. So you want to go with like your summer seasonals because those are going to be lighter in taste, lighter in color, lighter in texture. So, something like a Summerfest, Sam Adams Summer, some of the easy stuff that's pretty self-explanatory. So, if you want to go a little bit in depth, something like a cloudy, like an Allagash white, if you can find it, if you can get it, that stuff's great. That'll go with any of your lighter stuff. A lot of vegans and vegetarians that I know, pescatarians, that's going to be right up their alley. And as much as it pains me to say, yes, a sour will go with that type of stuff. Just kind of keep that in mind. Now, we're going to stick with chicken for a second. So you're cooking chicken. And if you're like my crew, it's not going to be just your salt and pepper, olive oil chicken. You may go to the old mercado or the carniceria if that's a little too flavorful for you. What I'm saying is you go to your ethnic, i.e. Mexican markets, you're going to get that marinated in Mexican spice, or sometimes, don't tell anybody, but a lot of those chickens are marinated in Sunny D. So you get that nice citric kind of spicy flavor to it. And something that's really good to pair that up with is going to be something like a Hefeweizens. Those are great. Those are really, really good. Yes, sours go with those as well. But there's enough spice in there that like a Hef will kind of cut through that spice without killing the flavor of the chicken. Or like I said, or seafood, things like that. Lighter in taste, lighter in beer. Those are going to be really, really, really good pairings. Now, let's get into the meat of it. No pun intended. You're going to go big old USA is A-okay. You're going to do burgers and dogs. Lighter beers, those are great. Really, really good accompaniments to that type of food. Now, if you start getting darker foods like that, you start it all depends on what you put on it. You put on a thick barbecue sauce, this and that, like a good salsa, something. You're going to want to have a beer that's going to hold up to that. It's going to keep the integrity of those spice and those flavors going. You go to my favorite style. You go to an IPA. Now, what you got to keep in mind is the IPAs, well, for the most part, most IPAs are going to really, really hold up, and they're going to be probably the most versatile of all the beer styles. I mean, you can pretty much put an IPA up to just about any kind of food you're going to get on your grill, on your plate. Think of something like nothing too heavy, like ribs or, a pulled pork, something like that, anything like that. Those are going to be great. Ambers are good too. If you can find an amber or you have a particular amber that you go to, those are going to be really helpful as far as like keeping a good balance of beer and food. It's not going to be too crazy, but what you have to understand is if you start going up the Scoville scale, and for those of you who don't know, I got we have a great audience. So for those that don't know, Scoville scale is basically a unit of measurement in which you grade spices. So like jalapeno is a certain Scoville scale number, and the hotter the chili, and the hotter the spice, the higher the Scoville scale number is going to be. So that's food nerd stuff. So I couldn't even really break down all that, but I know that the spicier the food, the more you're going to want to have something that can hold up to that spice. So like an amber is good, but what happens is you start getting spicier foods, heavier foods, the amber kind of gets lost, and it's not going to be able to hold up as well as something like an IPA. So at that point, it's kind of a personal preference, big spicy Mexican flavors or, Mediterranean flavors, something like that. You're going to want something that's going to hold up. So an IPA is pretty much perfect for something like that, especially the type of IPA you have. Some of those fruitier IPAs, those are going to be really good. Those are definitely going to have a little bit more of, they're going to have a little more versatility as far as, an IPA can go everywhere. Fruitier IPAs probably go a little bit lighter, but they're still going to be really good, especially in the summertime. If you're out there grilling, it's hot, it's warm, somewhere like in my neck of the woods where it's always warm, those are great for it because it's going to be nice and refreshing, but it's still going to hold up to something good like, a spicy bacon cheeseburger, some kind of crazy grilled meat, something. You've got a lot of options with IPAs. So please keep that in mind. Okay, so you've got your standards, you've got your burgers, you got your dogs, you got your ribs, things like that. Now here comes the fun stuff. Not that any of that other stuff wasn't fun, but you start getting into darker things. Long time ago, real quick, I had a housewarming party at my house, and we had smoked pork, and we accidentally left it on a little bit longer than we intended. So it ended up being smoked. The pork shoulder ended up being smoked for over 12 to 14 hours, and it came out incredible. Everyone that stayed at the party that was still drinking, we called them our VIPs. It was just a handful of people. So at that point, we associated that piece of pork shoulder. We made pulled pork sandwiches. We called it VIP pork. To this day, it's somewhat legendary. Shout out to everyone that came out to the housewarming party and had the VIP pork. You know what I'm talking about. Point of the story is that if you're going to put that much time, effort, energy, and love into making something that takes that long, I mean, smoking meats takes forever. Slow and low, that is the tempo. Shout out to the Beastie Boys. You're going to want to have a beer that will hold up to that and that will keep that integrity of that food without kind of having the beer fall off. So that being said, you're going to want to have some nice dark stuff with that. So if you start getting into beef, you do a tri-tip, you do, brisket, whatever, big, dark, or even like if you do big, thick, dark, molassesy barbecue sauces on your meat cooked for hours and hours and hours, you're going to want something good. So what we've suggested is you're going to want to go with like a brown ale, a porter, a stout. those things are going to hold up. They're definitely going to hold up to something that's been cooked for something that long, that's got that deep and rich of a taste and a flavor. And you don't want to lose any of that with your beverage. So keep that in mind. I mean, you want to have an equal balance of everything. And the one thing that I've always learned from people I know that went to culinary school is the more size of your tongue that you incorporate in a single flavor, the tastier it's going to be. So that's going to hold true for beer. You get something like a blackened fish, blackened chicken, things like that. You're going to want something to hold up. So the best way for me to put that is whatever you're eating, the lighter it is, the lighter you want to match up the beer with however light or dark that piece of meat or that protein or whatever it is you're eating. You want to match it up, light for light, dark for dark. That's it. It's genuinely, it's not that hard. I'm hopefully I don't sound like I'm talking down to anybody, but it's really good stuff. And like I said, an IPA is definitely going to be the most versatile. You're going to have the best results for something like that. Now, what kind of beers are you going to match up with it as far as, yes, light for light, dark for dark and all that. But I do have a few suggestions. And like I said, here at the Beer Flow, we're helpers. When I think of like light or white beers, I've already mentioned Allagash. Allagash White, that's a great one. It was another great white. Lost Coast Brewery, great white. Nice fruity, nice floral taste. So you're doing something, you're doing the light seafood, maybe a halibut, things like that. Your veggies, that's going to be great with that. Hefs and okay. Stay on track here. Okay, so like with Hefs, shout out to my homegirl Lisa. She's actually in Germany right now. What I would suggest is, a lot of times we think of Hefs, we think, Widmer, things like that. Those are great. No problem with that. But I'm imploring you, not challenging you, I'm imploring you, try some German Hefs. Hopefully you have a retail outlet that has a really good import section. I believe Whole Foods still carries some good stuff. Your Bevmos, your Trader Joe's, things like that. Look, see what they got. I definitely suggest a German Hef, some kind of European Hef. Those are really, really good. Really good. Definitely want to bring those back to the forefront because those are really, really good stuff. And because they're light, great with any light food you're going to have outdoors. As far as like, don't forget pale ales. Pale ales are great. Your standard Sierra, any kind of pale ale you can find, Deschutes, whatever. Those are going to be pretty good on the lighter scale of things. IPAs, I suggest go local. Find somewhere around you that's got a great IPA and just stay local. With the 4th of July holiday coming up, it's all about America. And not to get on a little soapbox about the good old US of A, but I mean, America was built on entrepreneurship and support local businesses. That's how we get going. That's how we stay on the forefront of our own economic system, is supporting local businesses. And yes, you can go big. You can go with somebody who's got, big distribution, whatever. But if you've got a local place that you love, support them. Buy their stuff. Find a great local IPA. Okay, so off my soapbox. Okay, ambers. Ambers are a little tougher to find. I'm sure you can find something if you've got if you got a local brewery, local place you get stuff from. If you have access to it, the Rogue American Amber, that's great. It's real versatile. It's strong enough to, carry just about any type of food. But like I said, if the darker the food, the heavier, you may lose a little bit of that balance, but that's a great one. Dale's Pale Ale, that's a great one. Yes, it is lighter, but just for mere can purposes, it's a red, white, and blue can. 4th of July, God bless America, go for it, do it. All that being said, like I said, it's all a matter of personal preference. We're just here to help, just here to throw out a few suggestions. Take them or leave them. We're helpers. We just want to help. All right, so all of that being said, I'm going to prove to you, well, not prove to you in such a harsh stance, but I mean, I'm going to show you that I got the love. I'm going to support some local stuff. All right, party people. Now we're back for our 15 for 12 portion of the show. For those of you who don't know, 15 for 12 is the 15 minutes that you average about drinking a 12-ounce bottle of beer. So for today's installment, I've got two. The first one, it's local to me. I know it's accessible in the Bay Area. What I've got today is from Dust Bowl Brewery. They're out of Turlock, California. That's about a half hour from where I live. So they're definitely local. They're doing great stuff. And we're hoping to get them, get a little field trip going. They're expanding their brewery and their tap room. They've got all kinds of good stuff going on. But their flagship beer is the Dust Bowl Hops of Wrath. It's an IPA. It's 6.6 ABV. Let's get a pour on and see what we got going here. Okay, so like I was talking about ambers, this has got a really nice caramely amber look to it. Nice hint of floral on there. Nothing too crazy. This is just fantastic. Really solid IPA. The hops are there. It's not punching you in the face, but there's a good amount to know that it is there. And something like this is definitely going to cut through and hold up to your veggie burgers, your jalapeno burgers. This would hold up to just about anything you can throw on a grill. This will hold up to it. Even if something like this, I mean, you look at the color on this, this would definitely stand up to, a nice tri-tip. If you've got like an Asian inspired, like a nice teriyaki ginger, this will hold up to it. This will be solid. You could not go wrong. So keep that in mind. If you see it, give it a shot. Dust Bowl Hops of Wrath. They have a bunch of different, they have a few others that are out there, and they're really good about changing over their seasonals and special releases, but this is their flagship, Dust Bowl Hops of Wrath. Definitely worth checking out. If you see it, pick it up. I know they sell 22s of it. They sell 6ers of it. Let's give it a shot. All right, so on to the next one. So for our second beer, this guy right here, I swear, quick story. I know I keep throwing these, but bear with me. So this one is Modern Times. Modern Times beer. They are out of San Diego. Shout out to SoCal. Southern California is just doing some great stuff. No disrespect to, NorCal, but I mean, San Diego's got some. You can definitely make a road trip out of going to a bunch of breweries down there. So anyway, on track. So when I first saw Modern Times, I initially thought that it was the offshoot, or I thought it was the Trader Joe's Simpler Times. So, it was, I thought it was a fairly easy mistake. It's a very almost generic, no disrespect, almost generic looking can. And the same thing was true with the Simpler Times that you can buy at Trader Joe's. But, oh no, contraire, mon frere. This beer, Modern Times out of San Diego, they are doing crazy good stuff. Most of the forms that I've seen this are in 16-ounce cans. You can buy 22-ounce bottles, but usually you can buy the 4-pack of pint cans. Now, this one, for today, I have the Hoppy Tropical Wheat. Now, they have a bunch of different stuff. If you see it, just about anything you like, whatever style you like, they pretty much have something there. So there's just about something for everyone. So what I've got today is the Modern Times Hoppy Tropical Wheat. Now, for those that don't know, me personally at least, not the biggest wheat fan. I appreciate it. I like it. But I mean, it's usually not my first go-to. But the fact that it said Hoppy Tropical, all right, suckered in. 5.0 ABV. So there you go. Light enough. Let's give this one a whirl. All right, so I got the sucker in a glass, and it's definitely a little darker than your normal wheat beers. Definitely got a little bit of that cloudiness, but nothing too crazy. Okay, so right off the bat, on the nose, you get that tropical sense. It's maybe passion fruit, maybe guava. Okay, wow. All right. So, once again, coming through, this beer's great. This is really good stuff. No disappointment whatsoever. The hops, they're definitely there. I mean, it's definitely wheaty. It's got that nice kind of clean taste that you get from like a wheat or a hef, but the hops really kind of kick it into overdrive. And what's great too is that on the finish, it's got it's kind of like 3 beers going on at the same time. You've got like an IPA, so you got that, nice hoppy flavor, but you've got like a tropical flavor that definitely come from the hops, and who God knows whatever else they put in there. But it also drinks like a pale ale and a hef. So this thing, if you can find this should be your go-to barbecue beer for 4th of July. If you can find the Modern Times Hoppy Tropical Wheat, God bless you. This thing kicks ass. I'm not going to front. This thing is great. This would be my go-to 4th of July. Yes, it's in 4-pack cans, but whatever. If it's going to be a small event, go for it. This stuff is great. So that's it. Hey, you survived another episode. We're helpers here. That's all I can do is try to help you guys. We appreciate the love and support. You guys are seeing us on Instagram. You guys are seeing it. We're seeing the reviews. I know it sounds like a broken record, but hey, we love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Without you guys, we would not be here. We would not be doing this. So, from everyone here at the Beer Flow Podcast, thank you so much. Check out the website, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, Stitcher. Check it out. This week, I'm going to keep it all in the fam. Since this is the barbecue, grilling, beer, food pairing, I decided to go pre-woo for this week's Jam of the Week. From the 1991 album, Breaking Atoms, the group is called Main Source. This song in particular, this is the first appearance of Nas, the Nas. This is the first appearance of Nas on a record that was released. It's a collaboration song. It's a group song. Everyone that remembers those old school hip hop songs where you got like 5 different feature artists or whatever. It's not like it's nothing like it is today. Back then, my man Nas, he is the first one to kick off the lyrics. It's incredible. His lyrics just floor everyone. He shines as he should. The song is called, ironically enough, Live at the Barbecue. Main Source's song, Live at the Barbecue, featuring Nas. That is the Beer Flow's Jam of the Week. With all of our heart, thank you so much. Be safe out there. And remember, our motto here at the Beer Flow, unless asked, never touch another man's grill. Thank you so much. Einstein, Real Deal, myself, Greg. Peace.
Disciple, my raps are trifle. I shoot slugs from my brain just like a rifle. Stampede the stage, I leave the microphone split. Play Mr. Tuffy while I'm on some pretty tone shit. Verbal assassin, my architect pleases. When I was 12, I went to hell for snuffing Jesus. Nasty Nas is a rebel to America. Police murderer, I'm causing hysteria. My troops roll up with a strange force. I was trapped in a cage and lit out by the main source. Swimming in women like a lifeguard. Put on a bulletproof nigga, I strike hard. Kidnap the president's wife without a plan. And hanging niggas like the Ku Klux Klan. I melt mics till the sound waves over. Before stepping to me, I'd rather step to Jehovah. Slamming MCs on cement. Cause verbally, I'm iller than an AIDS patient. I move swift and uplift your mind. Shoot the gift when I rip and rhyme. Rapping sniper, speaking real words. My thoughts react like Steven Spielberg's. Poetry attacks, paragraphs punch hard. My brain is insane, I'm out to lunch guard. Science is dropped, my raps are toxic. My voice box locks and excels like a rocket.